Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Deals Friday. My name is Nick Clark from Jenic Property, helping you profit from UK property. This is episode number 11 and we're going to be going over a 3-bedroom property that we converted to a 4-bedroom property, and our clients being completely hands-off in the process. And their actual goal with this is pure monthly profit every single month. Let's dive into this week's property. I'm super excited for it to show you guys. And let's dive into the numbers right now. Okay, so the purchase price for this property is £87,000. Now, actually, the refurb on this was a very large refurb, which I'll go into why when we get into the strategy section in a minute, of £40,000. Now, let's look into the refurb, exactly what you get for this property. Now, this refurb actually is getting converted to a HMO, a 4-bedroom HMO with en-suites. So it needed a complete full strip out, and when we mean full strip out, all the way bricks, all the way back to the walls, bricks, fully replastered the full lot. So the actual breakdown of this is completely changing the full layout of the property, making sure that we've got the right spaces for the actual rooms as well. So ensuring that our rooms are all 10.22 square meters in floor space, as well as putting an ensuite in there as well. Ensuring that we're still keeping to that size of the actual room. Making sure that we also put in new flooring throughout the whole property, put in 4 bedrooms into the property with en-suites in there as well. Making sure that the en-suites, we don't skimp on the size of them. The last thing you want to do is put an ensuite in and it's very, very tight and you can't move around, and that really is going to hit your rentals. And then on top of that, we actually needed a full rewire of the property. We needed to make sure that we've got all the right plug points in the right sockets in the right place, as well as TV aerials, etc. Making sure that we've got the right the wiring in for all the fire alarms except in the actual property, and emergency lights in there as well. Full new heating system in this property. We've had to upgrade the builder to ensure that, upgrade the boiler in this property to ensure that we've got hot water coming through consistently, as well as replacing the actual water mains into the property to ensure that there's enough pressure that we have coming through of the water pressure in the property. Obviously new kitchen, new windows, and obviously new lighting, and also we've had to furnish this property throughout and fire doors in the actual property with new fire casing as well. The refurb's a lot larger than that, but that's pretty much a rough breakdown of what this entails. Let's jump into the numbers to see exactly what is on the actual capital outlay to get into this type of property. So to finish the figures off, we're looking at £1,300 for your legals and your survey costs. And then you've got a stamp duty estimate of £2,610. That's obviously 3% of the actual £87,000 purchase price. Got a sourcing fee of there £6,000, and also a project management fee of £4,000. So we were able to actually go through the whole refurbishment, and our clients didn't have to lift a finger, and we sorted out everything. Now that makes our total cash input of £148,910 to get the cash into this deal and get it obviously refurbed and rented out. So let's dive into the actual strategy of this property to see exactly what we're going to be doing and the rental figures as well. Now the strategy for this property, as I said earlier, is a HMO. That's a house with multiple occupancies. That means we're actually renting out individual rooms in the property, which means we're able to uplift the actual rent in the properties. And now the tenant profile for this is professionals, okay? There's specifically no social housing for this type of market in the area that we're focused on, purely professionals, and the AST on this is a 12-month contract. That means that we've got really high-class tenants in there demanding a high-quality property to be able to rent that out every single day of the month. Now, the voids on these properties are fair, depending on what area you are in the country, can be quite high, can be quite low, depends on what the strategy are. We tend to stick around about 4 to 5 beds, or even 3 beds. The reason why that is just means that the voids are very, very low, and also the properties perform very, very well. So let's dive into the rental figures right now. So the rent on this property is £2,074 per calendar month. Now bear in mind, you're going to have 4 people in that property, and obviously you're going to be getting the higher rent rather than actually renting out to, say, a family. Now, the management fee on this would be 12%. That's an estimate of an estimate of £248.88 per calendar month. Now, your monthly operating expenses, you are going to have to pay for the likes of your gas, your electric. You're going to have to pay for, broadband. You're also going to have to pay for your water, and then also just obviously any maintenance that you may have there as well. So TV license. So that's roughly coming in about, say, £414.80 per calendar month, making your your monthly profit estimate on this property of £1,055.07. Now, your yield on purchase price is 16.7%, which is a great yield on this type of property. Now, your annual profit estimate would be on this property is £12,660.84. Now, that's a fantastic performance on this property. Now, just remember, this is a more kind of like a second stage level coming into your portfolio. So you need to make sure that you do have buy-to-lets as well as a mixture of HMOs, which you can accelerate that rental income coming in as well. The great thing is this is targeted towards professionals, and they're taken on a yearly contract, and obviously more than and they normally renew it as well. Okay, so you could have higher voids, but what we tend to find with the tenants that we have is that the voids are very, very low because they've taken a full property rather than, say, individual contracts on each unit. So our investor for this one is based in Singapore. They're actually IT consultants and work for a very large IT company, which I will not mention. However, they were referred on to us by somebody else. Now, the great thing about this, they actually purchased property cash, which means they didn't actually have to faff around with getting a mortgage. They were able to just get the property in, get it performing, and we're able to do the refurb for them. The total cash input for them is £148,910 in total. However, they did get a mortgage on this property, and that would be based on a 70% loan to value, and obviously the mortgage rate would be based on a 7% interest only mortgage, which I've actually factored into the mortgage figures before. So that would mean that the total cash input, if they got a mortgage on this, would be £88,010 in total. Now, clients did take our full done for you service. The reason for that, they are based in Singapore. That means we take care of the whole process for them. They don't have to fly back and forth to view properties. Also, they don't have to obviously maintain or deal with the property, the actual refurbs. We take care of everything for them. So let's dive into exactly what that looks like. So what we've actually done is our clients have gone for the full done for you property service. The reason why they've done that is because they are based in Singapore. They can be completely hands-off and they have minimal time involvement. Any issues that do come across, we deal with them, and we're able to communicate what solutions are available for them in the project management side of it. We deal with the builders on a daily basis, and they get weekly updates every single week of what's happening, and any issues that do arise, we're obviously providing the solutions, and we immediately disclose them for them, so they'll be able to make the right decisions based on their property and based on our power team's advice. Also, on top of that, we're able to hand it over to a management company that we work with very closely. They're experts in this area, and for us is making sure that we hand it over to them in a reasonable time frame, so they'll be able to get it rented out from there. In this case, this property was actually rented out before we actually finished the refurb, which is great news for them. It means that as soon as we're able to hand over the keys, tenants will be able to move in and they'll be able to get rent from day one. So in summary, this is a 4-bedroom HMO with en-suites. We've converted the whole property to be able to get multiple rents out of the actual property. And it is a mid-terrace property in the UK, northeast of England. Our client is based in Singapore, so they could be completely hands-off. So if it is something that you would actually like to look into yourself and get a complete done-for-you property service and profit from UK property with minimal time effort, then reach out to us at info@jenicproperty.com. That's info@jenicproperty.com. Otherwise, reach out to myself, Nick Clark, at propertywithnicclark. That's propertywithnicclark on either Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Otherwise, head to our actual website at jenicproperty.com, where you'll be able to book in a call for yourself at a time that suits you best, to be able to see exactly what strategy works right for you, and we can see how we help you profit through UK property with minimal time effort.